My name is Betty Jane Makings Bender. I was born October 3rd, 1925 in Rockport, Missouri, on a farm between Rockport and Tarkio. My parents' names were Earl and Molly Makings, and they were married March 20th, 1912. And Emmett Makings was best man. It was snowy and very cold, and they went in a horse and buggy. I don't have a picture of my maternal grandparents. I never did see them, and I never did see my paternal grandparents. They were all deceased before I was ever born. We were all pretty poor. So my dad, he helped build the Christian church just as a laborer, and that was back in 1926. And that was a very important part of my life, because even though my mother and dad didn't go to church, my sister and I did. And we lived on the farm, but we would walk to town to be in activities of the church. And the pianist, Estella Yates, thought I could sing. So when I was a little girl, she had me sing a lot of solos, and I still remember one about, I want to send a whisper song across the ocean blue to say to all the children there, Jesus loves you, loves you. It was a very important part of my life. And then I was baptized in the Christian church when I was 12 years old, be about 1937. Anyway, it was Depression times, and there were hardly any jobs at all for the young men graduating from high school. So President Franklin Roosevelt had established the Conservation Civilian Corps, the CCC camps. And so many of the young men were going to that, and they received $30 a month, and they kept $5 to live on, and they sent $25 home to the families. And that's mostly what we lived on. My dad bought a sack of flour, sack of sugar, sack of beans, and then whatever else we could work, and that's what we lived on, which helped till after we got out of the Depression. They had, sometimes bread lines. Government would offer Spam, because really people were starving. And later on, my sister-in-law's dad had a store downtown, and he was a very nice fellow. And so a lot of the customers would buy groceries, but then they didn't have money to pay for them, so they'd put it on account. And Mr. Hamilton was so kind. He didn't have the heart, because he knew the kids were hungry, that then they couldn't pay their bill. And so eventually I think he had to close his store. But, well, people though kind of banded together. When you say the Depression, we were all poor. I wore almost all hand-me-downs, and we wore skirts made from feed sacks, but we didn't mind because everybody else had a feed sack skirt too. And We pretty much enjoyed our childhood, though. We played games, and your neighbors, you didn't even lock your doors because people were honest. It seemed as though people just helped each other and were caring for each other. And so we got through it. Always do unto others as you would have them do unto you, because I firmly believe what goes around comes around. If you have cheated someone back in your life and you think, oh, you got away with it, it was all right, sooner or later that will come around in your life and someone will probably have cheated you. I just believe with all my heart that being kind to one another and treating one another with respect is one of, well, as the Bible says, you love one another, you live humbly, and you walk daily with your Lord. And I believe so. That's really a recipe to your happy life.